So to be completely honest, I just cannot get over labbing Spider-Man. I'm trying to find more shortcuts for you guys, more big tech that could potentially change the game. And today I have a couple of pieces that I discovered here recently that I want to push forward, and a concept also that I want to push onto you guys. So first things first, right off the rip, today both of our topics have to do with jumping. All of you play FPS, we know that scroll wheel jump is probably the most prolific bind that exists in FPS. Use it to bunny hop in various games. It's no different here in this game where you can use it as Spider-Man. I think a lot of you guys have seen Cyber EX's. If you didn't already have scroll wheel on jump, he put all of you guys onto that. That's a good way to get overheads. Very viable in this game. Good input to have. And today we're going to kind of be abusing the concept of jumping at certain times and also just spamming jump. So for that reason, for that being such a good shortcut, I'm going to recommend putting jump on scroll wheel for all players today. Now you can do these tactics with the spacebar if you really want to. One of them, you just need scroll wheel no matter what. And the other one, I find scroll wheel due to the timings, it makes it a little bit tighter and easier to do this repetitiously. So space is okay, but go ahead and bind scroll wheel to jump for today if you want to try to do these tactics with much more ease. Something I discovered a little bit ago, I wanted to get a little more substance on the video. I didn't want to just put this one thing out and call it. So this one is very similar to a Genji tactic that works in Overwatch, where you can bind scroll wheel to jump and you get up next to a wall and you can climb the wall faster just like in Overwatch. And this mechanic's in a lot of other games. I think the one everyone knows, hero shooter coming from Overwatch is the Genji one that you can do over and over. It's the same here with Spider-Man. So this will allow you to climb up walls quicker. This will also allow you to do like ledge overheads constantly. You can almost like edge guard backwards, I guess, kind of. If you play Smash or something, you kind of understand what I'm saying. But you can get infinite overheads. You can get overheads off the wall immediately, even though the height really doesn't matter too much off the wall jump overheads. And more than anything, you can just not have to deal with the animations. Like the fall animation, wherever you're like sticking to it and then falling off of it, it takes forever. Like it's hard to do actions. Like you're in downtime with the animation. It feels clunky and slow. But with this, you can just keep scroll wheeling and just stay active the whole time, ready to do any action that you want. So scroll wheel and jump, you got to get next to a wall. You have to be kind of facing towards it a little bit, but you can scroll at any speed that you want and it will work, and it will just dash you up the wall over and over. So another new tech that I discovered the other day, and I'm really excited to share this one with you guys, and we're going to call this one the FFAme Bounce. Bitch. Add a bitch. Like if they hating, just add the bitch part in there for me. The FFAme Bounce, bitch. Thank you. How you're going to do this new tech is essentially, if you're overheading when you're really low to the ground, you can kind of float above the ground, right? Well, in that window, when you're really low, you just input double jump. You can do it with spacebar. The reason I say scroll wheel today is because like scroll wheel is an amazing bind. I think a tiny problem with it is sometimes it get a little too high. So when you do the uppercut cancel, it's a little rough, but with this, it works perfect because as soon as you're like really low to the ground, you can do scroll wheel spam, it double jumps for you, keeps you low, you get another low overhead. So once again, when you're low to the ground and you're overheading, just go ahead and hit jump at least twice. It will pop you back up with a double jump, keep you low to the ground, and you can do another overhead. And you can do this as fast as you want. If you do it as fast as you want, you can get like 4 or 5 out. Like it's like speed run 4 or 5 as fast as you want. But if not, you can delay it just a little bit and you can actually just do the overhead infinitely. What you can do with that is you don't have to weave a web tracer in, but I do. I mean, obviously if you have web tracers and the resources to do it, you won't always, but yeah, anywhere in the combo you can weave one in and it won't kill the time or the burst. Weave that in. It's a big chunk of damage that comes out. So you can do the FFAme Bounce, weave a tracer, FFAme Bounce, weave a tracer, and just do it over and over and over, and you get a really high damage loop to come out. And whenever you have your uppercut, just move stack the uppercut out of one of the overheads. Like I said, because this works absolutely perfect. When you FFAme plink low to the ground, perfect. Like you're just at perfect height to just keep doing the bounce. And if you uppercut, right after the uppercut, you can fall as you're overheading. Perfect height. So flying in with uppercuts, you'll see in some of the clips here. These are perfect. Like, it sets you up to do the bounce over and over, the FFAme Bounce, don't fuck it up, over and over and over to where you can get a lot of damage. So these are great loops, brand new tech, infinite overheads, and no doubt we're going to see people making sure they incorporate those web tracers in between the overheads over and over and move stacking the uppercuts in between. So some new tech, it definitely has its uses and it's nice to know. So something else that you can do with the FFAme Plink is as soon as the overhead starts, you can press jump and it'll actually inch you forward a little bit. I know a lot of you are like, oh, I'm having trouble like reaching and chasing. Yeah, hit jump as soon as the overhead comes out on FFAme Plink and you'll lunge forward just a little bit. So another piece of tech that I've seen a lot of people kind of finding out around the same time. It's been known for a little bit. I think some of you maybe even done it on accident, but it's a new unique 3-hit combo that does 2 aerials and then an overhead as the aerial. Also, when you land on the ground, you can get this little kick move. So it's almost like it's buffering the combo chain on the ground and in the air at the same time, essentially. And you can get creative with this, you know, weave web tracers in there and the moves will still come out. There's a few cool things you can do. A lot of you will get really creative with it. But I wanted to put this out there and show everyone how to do it in case they haven't found this by now. I'm going to shout out RYC in our Discord too. He's somebody that talked about move stacking it early, like right around when people were figuring it out. So I want to give him a shout out. He was one of the first ones to say that. And what I mean by move stacking, obviously you can move stack the overhead, but you can also move stack the earlier punches in that air chain. So shout out to him for that. And how you do this is you just need to be in the air and you need to whiff a web swing. You can't attach to anything, it has to whiff, and then you hold punch and you'll get 2 normal hits and then an overhead as the third one in the air. Once again, when you touch the ground, you can then get the kick and you can actually jump again and get another overhead. So it's a really weird buffer chain that occurs. Weave all the tracers that you want in there. I'll show a few combos here on how to get it. A couple of little notes is if you do an uppercut and then whiff a web swing, you can get it to come out very easily. If you want to start it up differently to like chain the overhead, move stack it into an uppercut, you can do the FFAme Plink on the ground, and then you have to hit shift first and then jump because you have to be in the air. And you have to see the little web tracer from the web swing like barely come out too. So in some cases you have to slightly delay the jump after the shift, like you got to see it come out. But if you do that after the FFAme Plink, you can get this 3-hit combo to come out like that, which a lot of you can use to do the get over here, to do the web kick in and then Plink afterwards. So yeah, a couple of fun combos in the back where I'm using this. I'm also using the new bounce stuff that I talked about earlier, like chaining it into it. So just a cool little unique 3-hit combo there we got for some tech. So a few of you are having questions about what I called the FFAme combo in the first video. That's where you look high on the wall, you jump, hit shift, attach to it, hold punch, and it makes the overhead come out immediately, and then you can move stack that into the uppercut. You're having trouble doing that consistently, and I just wanted to let you guys know that you can look anywhere. So whenever you do the get over here, or some people call it the web kick or the backflip kick, we'll call it that, the one where you go to them in the video that's doing it right now. Whenever you do that, you can just look away from the enemy. Like anywhere there's a wall, look away, like mid E, like mid web kick pulling to them, and set up the high swing, detach into the insta overhead. So yeah, don't be scared to like look somewhere and do 180s and then turn back around and hit them with that burst on 250 HP. It will kill. So that's a way to do that a little bit more consistent. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to put out another video here in just a few minutes probably. It's going to talk about burst combos using the new bounce tech that I showed you guys here today. Also the Plink that I showed you guys. I'm going to reiterate the concept of how good plinking is and why you should just be doing it all the time. Also, like I said, the burst combos. I know a lot of you have like your own little variations of combos off of the foundation that we're bringing here, and you know, that's amazing, that's awesome. I think some of you are like, I found new tech and stuff, and I'm like, I get it. I get where you guys are coming from. Like, you're excited. Some of them are just like weaving a web tracer in before a move or something like that, but it's all good. Like, I appreciate you guys labbing. Like, you're doing amazing. I'm getting lots of DMs, like tons of DMs from everybody. Like, hey, look at this. Look what I found. So I'm going to show you guys some of the burst combos that I think are the best and the fastest in the game with this new tech and abusing the Plink. And I'm showing a few here towards the end of the video, but that's the next video definitely watch it. It is the mindset to have around Spider-Man, in my opinion, or at least a pretty big one you should grasp onto. But yeah, that's it. Like, sub, comment, put the video into the algorithm if you want to. You guys are amazing. You're doing incredible. I'm so fortunate to have you guys. Gameplay soon, hopefully. I'm labbing so hard. I got some excited stuff with the gameplay I'm doing. It's taking a little while to set it up, so we'll get it going. You'll get some gameplay. I know you guys want that. So that's it. Yep, that's the video. Y'all have a good one. The FFAme Bounce, bitch.